I
Back
never.
at it, fellas.
All right, welcome back. We're here.
Go.
One more week.
Hope you guys liked that last spooky one. Were you able to sleep that night?
Oh yeah, my anxiety went out.
Only because he went home and was the little spoon.
That's right.
Right.
No, that's every night.
Do the kids have practice today?
It did.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was there today, dealing with them. Bunch of little kids running around,
Right on, man.
not listening. It happens.
Yeah, I guess that kind of goes into our topic today.
It does, huh? These kids need a butt whooping.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm telling you,
my
man,
God.
these kids, man, they just don't even know, bro.
Dude.
They don't.
They don't know about that butt whooping.
Today's topic is what do we do now that future generations just won't understand? So, like you guys said, a good butt whipping, they would never understand it.
Being outside. God.
Right. Commute,
Actually,
making random friends with strangers, right?
Yeah.
Going to a ball court and just playing a pickup game and
Yeah.
then making homies out of there. You know what I mean?
like they don't know what it is to even just go outside and get dirty anymore.
yeah.
You know, or even have dinner. For one, have dinner as a family. A lot of people forget about that. They don't even know what that is anymore. But that's also due to like society and also, everybody's working so much or whatever, but not making it a priority. And then kids not having a tablet at dinner, not being able to have a conversation. And that actually starts showing on a lot of these kids where they don't know how to carry a conversation because they're so stuck on their tablets, even at the dinner table, where when, they're in a situation where they have to interact with even an adult or another kid, they just don't know what to say or how to speak.
That's true. I was reading an article. The number one thing that Gen Z battles with when they go into a job interview is they don't look
Eye
at
contact?
their interviewer in the eyes. Yeah, eye contact. You're just looking down, probably anxious, whatever, and then just talking. No eye contact.
Yeah, I could see that being a challenge for a lot of them, but I think a lot of it starts from, unfortunately, like, the parenting, because I mean, if they're not correcting them at home, you can't expect them to be any different. These tablets have taken over, not just our kids though,
All of us.
Yeah, but going back to what Mar was saying, that was a good point. Because I look at my dad, and like my dad can make friends outside a Walmart parking lot, waiting in line,
Legitimately.
the grocery line, wherever, and I know like you went to a soccer game with my pops, and like my dad was like a little kid out there, just talking with everyone, and he's just always been like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, that's one thing that obviously I've admired about my pops, just being able to just make friends anywhere he goes.
It's such a good feeling, I would think, to really feel like at home anywhere you go. And that, you know what I mean? That includes in the midst of strangers. As I see my dad operate the same way. He would just go into a random crowd of nobodies and he'll like just talk to them. I'm like, dang, that's even for me. I'm outspoken too. I can make friends fairly easily, but I feel like my dad even still surpasses me even in that, because he'll just walk into a crowd without even being invited, and would just insert himself, and next you know it, he knows all their names. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm happy for him. That's cool. He likes doing that and he's good at it. We can all I think learn from that, but especially the younger kids, because I think we all have adopted some version of that at least, and may not be as outspoken or easily to do it as at least for me as my dad does it. But I definitely, I don't feel awkward meeting a stranger, and I can definitely carry a conversation if needed. What are some other things you guys think that, we either do or have now that we won't do or have in the future?
Well, definitely stuff that has to do with technology, right? It's crazy, like just what, 20, almost 30 years ago, we didn't have a phone.
Yeah.
And then like now we can't live without it, right?
Yeah.
And now the next generation is probably not even going to have like an iPad or a phone,
Yeah.
It's going to be all neural network
Yeah.
stuff, like it's just going to pop up right there in your eye, just or glasses, stuff
Yeah.
like that. I mean, you're already seeing some of that stuff.
Yeah, that was one of the things I had taken down. I thought that would be very, very different is cell phones. And obviously it'll be a slow transition and it'll take a long time to get there. I think the adoption of it would take longer than the actual technology, because people are going to be like, I don't know if I want you messing with my brain, or however that's going to work, right? However they're going to make that work. Things as simple as grocery shopping, like going grocery shopping versus it being way more common to have people deliver your groceries, right?
Yeah.
It just shows up to your house. And I think that'll become more, not only in grocery shopping, but in shopping in general. I think that'll eventually probably go away, and we'll have maybe not even have a delivery driver. Maybe we have little airplanes, little drones dropping off our food, right?
Drone drop-offs,
Another thing I wrote down was jobs. There will be certain jobs that will be eliminated due to robotics, because as soon as these huge companies figure out and they get the right technology, trust and believe they're going to take it, because that's saving them hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars per year on so many employees that they won't have to have and pay medical for or anything. You know?
Right.
So,
Did you check out Elon Musk's robots?
Optimus, dude, that was crazy. I did see that.
But they were actually remote controlled by users, though.
Yeah.
They weren't talking on.
Not autonomously. Yeah.
But
not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
But it's funny. The memes just started popping off, right? Like, oh, what would you do if once you get your own robot, And then some Mexican meme that I saw was like, I put my robot to make the tamales for Christmas, because that thing is time consuming, So there's another thing. People are not going to know how to make their own food, their own tamales,
Right.
If you got robots making it for you.
I feel like another thing that could be eventually going away or just be used way, way less, cash.
Oh yeah, I thought about that the other day.
As the world switches to digital currency, and with that, the way we approach our privacy and our security for that digital cash, like how do we safeguard that? And we know, like, okay, we don't have any more cash. If something happens to this digitally, all my money is gone, and how do we, what measures will be taken to secure those digital funds?
Yeah. China's a decade ahead of us.
Yeah.
They
always are
trying to get a centralized currency out there, which I don't think we should embrace that here in the U.S., because that means the government is going to be able to see every transaction is going to be transparent. They're going to be able to see everything that you do, and sometimes you do stuff, you get paid under the table, and you don't
illegal stuff.
No, some legal stuff, like you pay your handyman or something,
Yeah.
Illegally.
That leads me to my next point, and it was going to be privacy. Yeah. Privacy, slowly but surely, is going away. They record us on our phones, and you can say something in the vicinity of your cell phone, and next thing you know, you're on social media, and what you talked about is popping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think, like future generations, like they're just going to be so used to just having a camera right in front of you. Like how we have this camera right here just recording them, and it's going to be unnatural for them. And they're like not sitting down with something recording them.
Yeah.
Whereas we were like, oh no, we value our privacy. And to them, it's like, nah, like let them see me. Whatever,
Yeah.
I think the next generation will not have a theater to go to to watch movies. It's all going to be at home. There's already been like the box office tickets have been going down tremendously, and then sometimes the movie releases and then boom, within about a month and a half, it's already streaming on Peacock or HBO Max.
I really feel like if it ain't, Avengers or something along that vein, it's not making millions upon millions, Exactly. There have been plenty of movies that have made lots of like, 200-300 million, but most movies, I feel like most movies, even ones that you would normally like pre-COVID would have probably sold out. I just feel like the interest since COVID has dropped off and they never recovered. That's how I feel. Like I go to the theaters and it's never packed like it used to be ever.
Unless it was Deadpool, Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, movies like that. But I mean, I guess, I don't know, an old head on that where I prefer going to the movie
Same.
theater, you know? Like,
Same.
yeah, just the movie theater popcorn is,
Yeah.
can't make that
legendary.
anywhere else.
Yeah.
Go there just for the popcorn shoot.
Well, we're gonna have to buy our own machine now.
Yeah. You know,
Agreed.
I think it was just like you would make back in the day, we would make a day of it, right? Like we're going to the theaters, like
Yeah.
whole
you'd even
day
get
thing.
dressed up, you know. Now everybody freaking just goes in their Crocs and sweats, and 5 minutes right before the movie actually starts. Like I remember being at the wanting to
2
be at the
and 3
theater.
hours early, bro.
Yeah, you want to be there hella early, and then
Yeah.
you wanted to actually watch all the previews.
Yes.
You know, like that was part of the experience.
Yeah.
Well, it's because now they have assigned seating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
Yeah,
that's a new thing.
That
Before it's like
eliminated
you had to go
everything.
fight for a seat.
Yeah.
So I would get there an hour early just so I can get a good seat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you would finish your popcorn before the movie
Yeah,
even started.
exactly.
See, that's part of the experience, right? The fighting, throwing blows, dude, like
Yeah.
right before, you know, to
Exactly.
get a good seat.
Yeah, the shootings.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Well, if you went to Eastridge, that's possible.
Oh, that is.
But I think the whole movie theater experience, I don't think it will die, personally, because there's too many people in that business who are very nostalgic to that type of stuff. They won't let it die. I don't think they will. I think it will be like a. I don't think it'll be a common thing. I think like these like Cinemark and stuff like that will probably like close down, but like
Yeah.
independent theaters will still be out there for people to enjoy.
Smaller theater rooms
Yeah.
for sure.
I think
I
that
mean,
would still
the other,
happen.
I mean, Hollywood would kind of depend on them, right?
have-
and
yeah.
they still are putting hundreds of millions of dollars, or as you know, just like they were. They're operating business as usual.
Yeah.
Hollywood is,
and
you know?
they need premieres.
but they need
can have a
they
premiere
need theaters
where?
to showcase their.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, film festivals and stuff like that. So the business is still going to be there for sure. I mean, there's a film festival here in San Jose.
That's a good point.
So
Do you guys think that society has made it very difficult for future generations, like our kids, to experience actual life with their family, having family time, because it's so hard to like live off of one income now that you really can't live off of one income. You need two. So now, like, kids aren't even being raised by our parents anymore or by their parents, you know, to where they're no longer going to experience really like having family time. If you do weekends, and that's if the parents don't work on the weekends.
Yeah.
you just described California.
You're saying it's just California?
You
that's
just
like
described California, how it is here.
that? So you're saying it's only in California?
No, I'm just saying like in general, like you just described this, but it's everywhere. I mean, I don't think it's everywhere actually. I mean, I don't think you need a dual income to live in like Wyoming, you know.
No, nobody lives in Wyoming.
So, but I'm saying, but at least
Yeah.
their family is like being raised by the mother. You know what I mean? So rural areas like that in the Midwest probably are.
To me,
Good.
it depends, like how you want to spend your family time. Because growing up, you know, my parents were always busy. You know, they had their own cleaning company, but whenever they would finish work, we would always go to the park with the rest of my family and just play volleyball. That was our family time. Literally, like 3-4 times a week, go and play volleyball, and that was our family time. You know, we weren't like going to Disneyland or like doing all these like outrageous activities and stuff like that. So yeah, to me, it's like, all right, it kind of depends what you want to do for family time. You know, maybe it's just watching a movie together, stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, but you also like that. I think that's a very unique situation where, like, one, they work together and they had the same schedule, but then,
Yeah,
like,
granted.
nowadays, you know, a lot of us have different schedules. You know, it's like you can't leave the kids by themselves, right? So one has to work one shift, and then the other one has to work the other. Obviously, depending on like the ages of the kids and stuff. But
You know what? Sorry, funny enough you say that because the other day, Mia was telling me like, "Oh, Dad, can I stay after school and join the after school program?" And I was like, "Oh, what do you want to do that for?" It's like, "Oh, because my friends stay there." And then that's when I realized like, "Oh, their parents probably work all day and they have no one to pick them up." And I realized like, "Whoa, like no, like, damn, like I'm lucky enough to have a schedule or a lifestyle where like, oh, I can pick up my kids from school
Right.
every day." And then 2 or 3 out of those days, we're chilling at home.
right,
You know, I don't have to go in the office or work or anything like that, right? So Yeah, it made me really take in consideration, like, oh, okay, use my time wisely with my kids because other kids are over there waiting for their parents to pick them up 6-7 o'clock at night. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I worked as an after-school program instructor for like 5 years, and yeah, definitely some parents that you can tell, they just got off work, right? It's past 6, barely picking up their kids, but then there's others that they just wanted their kids to be, out there with the rest of the other kids playing, soccer or whatever it was, instead of just being home and, just playing video games or whatnot.
Yeah.
So there's both, but definitely I did see more. They were there because nobody could pick them up early. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and then I think it also has to do with our lifestyle too, right? Like, I mean, like how you said, like in Wyoming, like, the mom could be at home, right?
Yeah.
But then it's also like the certain lifestyle that they have, right? Over there, it's more
country.
Yeah. And it's like they're out there working on the farm or something, after homework or whatever. Here
After
it's
supper.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. But then you have where, like, let's say California here in the Bay, where everybody's so busy needing to stay busy that they forget to actually have family time, rather than we have to do something. We have to do something fun, rather than like just going to the park, or just go to the lake and throw the fishing line, just for a little bit. It's just the quality of time.
Yeah.
I asked this question just because I really reflect on my childhood, and I'm like, I didn't need all the extras, I didn't need really much. I had my brother and my sister, but me and my brother would go out in the backyard and we would play basketball all the time, play with dirt. We have dogs.
Yeah.
Nothing that really took money, to where it added to our parents. And I feel like a lot of parents now, for our kids, we put them in extra activities, which will make us go have to work more.
Yeah.
Rather than just spending time with them. Could they have a better upbringing, not doing these extra activities, but learning, life experiences with their parents at home, and not their parents having to work extra just to put them in a sport?
Yeah.
Because all these sports, all these extra activities, hella money.
Yep.
I would say the minimum that you're paying every month is at least $300. And then, depending on how good your kid is. And then, like, if they're going to be on different things, because you could have them doing an instrument, once a week, but then, they're playing 2 different sports. You're looking at over $1,000 a week, and then plus you're trying to save money for their college or whatever they may be, and it's like it costs money. So which makes majority of parents have to work extra, rather than don't work extra, just spend more time with their kid.
Yeah.
And teach your kids even how to freaking make an egg. I bet you money that, you put 10 kids together from middle school and you ask them to make an egg, and I guarantee you that probably 8 out of 10 of them don't even know how to do that. Shoot, I was making eggs at middle school or elementary.
Yeah.
That's true. Which brings me to the point that I wanted to make, that, everything that we're talking about, it's kind of leading towards like future generations are not going to know what friends are. We already now, like, they're playing Roblox or something with their friends, but they're online and they don't sometimes know who they're playing with, but they're their friend, so like there's just gonna be more of that, than actually going out and making friends through, activities, through going to the park, or, after school program, whatever it is, just going outside in your neighborhood and playing with the neighborhood kids, stuff like that, because there's already like a loneliness epidemic, which COVID just completely amplified. Right, like every year after year people feel more and more lonely. There's more anxiety, there's more depression, literally just since when social media started. So that's, to me, that's only going to get worse. People are going to feel less, like, more and more lonely, and it is crazy because we have all these apps, we have all this technology that's supposed to connect us, yet we feel the most lonely.
Yeah.
You know, so the future generations, that's something that they're gonna have to battle with. And
I think it's the personal human connection which makes a difference, right? Versus just seeing someone or being able to connect to them on social media, or any app for that matter. You know, versus me having a conversation with my best friend in person about something serious. You know, I can text him about it, but it's something different when I'm here and he can express like his sentiment, his compassion towards me, person to person.
Yeah.
You know, and it hits different for me and how I feel. So, yeah. And I think as we go away from that and we go more to, you know, electronic interactions, it's just, that's going to get worse. And to your point about families and working and not spending time with their kids or making time, because I feel like there are different situations where some, because it's out of necessity. The parents have to work because they just don't make enough to pay for the bills and stuff. And that's not even putting their kids in anything. They can just barely make it. But then there's the other side of it where the parent just wants to maintain a certain lifestyle, or the parents want to maintain a certain lifestyle. So let's get into all this so we can have all of this. Meanwhile, let's just forsake the family time for a little bit until they're older, and then we have all this money stacked, and now we can start building relationship. But a lot of times when you forsake that much time away from your kids, it might be too late, because they might not want to connect with you the way they would have if you had started when they were younger.
Yeah.
For me and Allie, we had to work a lot, but and you know, paying for a while when we were paying for both, like for childcare for both of them, it was super expensive. Yeah, like about $1,000 a week, and for both of them, and it was expensive, bro. So we were just basically worked to put them in childcare when they were growing up, you know? But we still, when we came home, it's like we didn't have money to go anywhere else or do that much, but we had family time.
Yeah.
Our dinner time, that was gonna happen no matter what. Like we're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk about our day, and we did that since they were in elementary.
Yeah.
Every dinner, we're sitting down and we're just chilling. And to this day, we text them, hey, it's dinner time. They come down, they sit with us, we have family dinner.
Yeah. I mean, and that's awesome. Something I am super proud of, bro. And is that even like today, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be late, but we're having our dinner together. Yeah. That's something that we've always instilled. I grew up this way. I've had people come to my house and they're like, you guys like have dinner like this every day? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, dang, I don't even remember the last time I had dinner like this before. Dang. You know, with my family. You know, and you know, it's sad because, I mean, you hear it from different generations. Yeah. It wasn't just like a certain age, different ages. You know, people our age were like, I usually eat by myself, you know, and I'm just like, sometimes I'd rather just not eat by myself. I'd rather just not eat. You know, if I am, I'll snack on something, but I'll never just sit there by myself and just have a meal. And I get it. You know, some people will just grow up that way, or some people just need to do that.
Like for one of my friends, his parents were older when they had him, like a lot older than and I don't think he was even supposed to be, like they weren't planning on him, you know, and they were already older. So they just didn't have family time like that because they didn't, like, he really couldn't connect with his old parents.
Right.
He didn't feel like he could, you know? And so they really never had dinners, but he was fine. Like his parents took care of him. He had a good life growing up. His parents worked hard. They for everything they had. He was the dude I spent all my time at his house because he had everything I wanted. You know, bro had a basketball court in his backyard. Bro had weights in his. He had boxing gloves. We wrestled. He had wrestling mats in his. Bro had everything, and I was like, bro, like this is where I spent all my time at. But you know, he didn't have as much family interaction. But we hung out a lot, and maybe that was the reason why. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it doesn't help you that all these kids are getting kidnapped too, man. That makes it so much worse.
Wait, what?
So
these kidnappings, dude. All these kids going missing.
Oh.
Every week I see someone post a missing child.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that also shows like I don't want my kid being outside.
Yeah.
Because some weirdo can just come through and put them in a truck and they're out.
Yeah.
what do I do from there? Sometimes I literally put myself in that situation and I think, I don't know what I would do. Where do I go? Which direction do I go to look for my child? Who probably is 10 miles away now in like 10 minutes. So there's so much thing in
I
consideration.
just think it depends on the age. So like if their kids are younger, like your kids' age, they're not going outside without me.
No, yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely not.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But if they're older and I feel like, okay, they can probably defend themselves, they'll probably be all right, especially if they're with a group of friends. Those would be the times once I felt they warranted or that trust was warranted, like, okay, I think they're in a position now where they can, not only can they defend themselves, but the group of friends that they're with can help defend them.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still always going to be in the back of your mind because grown men get kidnapped, grown women get kidnapped. You know what I mean? If they really want to take you, they can take you. There's ways for them to get it done, right? Whether it be in numbers or you get drugged, whatever it is, right? Or you get threatened with your life with a gun to your face. You're not going to be able to really defend yourself, right? Unless you got a weapon yourself. But
And it's now more than ever. I feel like.
for sure.
Yeah, I've always
wild.
wondered, older generations where there wasn't a phone and, you tell your parents like, hey, I'm going to go kick it with my friend.
Yeah.
Never heard from you again until you got back home. Or, you would go to work and hopefully, you're able to see your husband or your wife when you got home. Because you didn't know until you got home because there was only a phone at home,
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang, like, I don't know how they would do it. Imagine, I don't know if they would even have
That
the
was me with my
anxiety
parents
even
when I
thinking
went
about
out.
it,
I would go play with my homies. I didn't have a cell phone until I was 18, until I could afford my own cell phone.
Well, yeah, like think about it now though. It's like letting your kids out and be like, text them where you're at, what you're doing,
Yeah.
where's your location. Like you need to do that now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to find my location.
And you
app
have
on
to.
your phone.
That's freaking nuts, man. These kids won't know what that's like, dude. Like,
Yeah.
or like you get a girl's number and you have to wait till you get home, but then you got to wait till that person's off the phone for
Or
you
off
to
the
even-
internet.
Yeah, or off the internet, the dial up, bro. that
dial up.
Yeah,
bro.
dude, it's like freaking.
That's
Now,
hilarious.
if you get a girl's number, you don't even get her number. You just get her IG or something.
Literally.
IG
Just
is the
instant.
equivalent to
Y'all
never
can just
now.
touch phones and get her contact.
Yeah.
Or think about all those chat rooms, those online chat rooms we
Omegle?
went to
Bro.
when we were young. We didn't know who the heck we were talking to.
Yeah.
The party line,
The party line
dude.
too.
Bro.
Yeah.
Random people that flirting with random people, dude.
That's crazy,
They didn't
dude.
know they
'cause-
were with underage kids.
I'm over here talking to lovely 7610 who's a 34-year-old man in his mom's basement.
Did you just describe Mario? A friend of ours. Sorry, I'm cutting this joke off, bro. You
That's
probably
hilarious.
listen to this.
That's awesome.
Leave it so you can interact.
Even if he's
Mess with the
angry about it,
algorithm.
it's all right. A comment is a comment, even if it's
He'll
an
comment
angry-
back from his mom's basement. All right, that concludes today's episode for this week. Make sure you guys like,
Emma.
subscribe, follow,
Looking at
share.
you now because later technology is not going to be able to have that human touch.
Love y'all.
All right, stay safe.
Social weed.